Okay, so we did a short a minute ago. We're looking at the Metal and Wood channel. This is not going to be a short. This is a big freaking welder, but Kevin says it's not the biggest welder. This is Kevin. This is the guy that's talking to you right here. Kevin's not really in his 60s with that gray beard. He's really just in his early 40s. He's been welding. When did you start welding?
97.
97. How old were you?
Full time. I was 17.
When's the first time you ever welded? Before that or right around then?
I was probably, I don't know, 10 or 11.
All right, tell me about this welder. Is it just a stick or is it a MIG or what?
It does everything but high frequency aluminum.
Everything except for aluminum. You mean AC, except for AC?
High frequency, yeah. It'll do AC aluminum. It just doesn't have high frequency.
Okay, no high frequency. So mainly you use it for stick or you use it for MIG?
I mainly used it for flux core, dual shield.
Dual shield wire.
Yeah, that's the reason why I got that machine.
Wire welding, and that was primarily on. Well, you did
water lines.
You did water lines, but you also did some gas.
I did gas lines before I got into water line.
Okay, and I think you were telling me how complicated water line is.
Well, it's not. It's a whole different animal.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot more physical, a lot more carrying welding lead. You don't get as much help like it was on gas lines, but paid better.
I think you ran circles around some of the guys because you would just get there like, what, 4 a.m. sometimes?
I ran circles around the ones I was working with.
Yeah. Sometimes you're paid by the joint though, huh?
That's how they want it done. Yeah. It's piecework.
I heard you say how hot it was in Nevada.
Yeah, I mean, it's 120 degrees outside, and you know, you're inside of the pipe, so it gets a lot hotter than that. It's 150, 155 degrees.
Do they blow any type of air through there?
Yeah, you got to have air to get the smoke out of there. But, you know, it's still hot.
Wow.
I get out of there. I try to get out of there most time before lunch, but sometimes you have to stick around depending on what was going on. You know, doing tie-ins or whatever. You know, we'd be there till 2, sometimes 3 o'clock. But it was in short bursts. You know, I'd go down there for 20 minutes or whatever and come back out and cool off.
Wow. You have been all over the country.
Oh, yeah. All over the world.
Oh, you welded elsewhere?
Well, I was in the Navy. I was a welder in the Navy.
Shit, I didn't know that. I thought you were a firefighter.
Well, I was a fireman, but I was a welder. My rate was a fireman. I was a undesignated fireman, which is a long story. One of the last ones. And but I worked with the repair division, and I worked with the hole technicians, which were welders, pipe fitters.
Okay.
So I did repair. I repaired the ship.
Okay, gotcha.
But I was a fireman because anybody in engineering is a fireman. They had
gotcha.
seamen, airmen, and firemen. Seamen were like boat's mate and people did all the paperwork and stuff. And then the airmen, they messed with the airplanes, and then the firemen did all the engineering. So I was in the engineering department.
Gotcha.
That was my division.
Gotcha. And then
I was engineering department, repair division.
And by the way, for those of you who have not seen the Metal Mansion, you know, I give Kevin a hard time daily for his 12-inch centers on his beams. But this whole building was built by Kevin. This thing is enormous. And of course,
piece by piece.
Piece by piece, but beyond the insulation is a whole nother ball game. So this place is pretty cool. So I'm impressed with it. I'm gonna cut this interview short because we're tired. I know we're tired.
Been a long day.
Because your interviews are normally way more enthusiastic. And I know you're dragging. I'm dragging too. So we'll talk more about welding on a different day. So like, subscribe, share, thumbs up. Take care.